Yo, sorry about this. So we've cut off for some reason. It disconnected from Facebook. I just need to send the link back to Doyle, and we will be back live in 2 seconds. Sorry about this. We've literally never had this problem before, so um, we will be. Will was there. You're
I'm
good.
I'm here. I don't know how many viewers we got, but I feel like I don't know. It just sucks.
That's never happened before. So yeah, anybody?
I think it's because did you make the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, that's maybe because of the connection. Your connection was bad, and it's I don't know. We'll see.
Right, so here we go. We was doing real well then. I thought that was a good chat. So I've sent Jason the link. He's obviously just going to click on that now, hopefully, and we'll be back on. So we have got Shambles. Thanks very much. Sorry about that. Joys of technology, of course. So we've got some amazing news to be telling you guys in a second. Once we get Jason back on, we'll finish the chat with him, and then we've got something else that we need to talk about, which is something that's been a lot of hard work. I can't believe the network has gone down for that. That's never happened in all of the shows that we've done. And Doyley's got the link, but he's not seemed to clicking on it. Here he is. There we go. We're back.
You back? Hey.
There we go. So where was we? We were saying about going to America. You'd like to go out to America and ride, get a couple of meetings in.
Yeah, definitely, mate. At the end of a European season, it'd be nice to get out there and do a bit of a holiday and do a bit of racing and just look around. Because I only went to America when I was obviously doing baseball, so I didn't get to see a lot of the country, and it looks pretty rad.
This was something I was going to bring up actually, and because a lot of people don't know that you was actually pretty good at baseball, wasn't you?
I think I thought I was. I thought that was my path in life, but obviously my path at that time was drinking a lot as well. So that definitely played a big part in why I don't play baseball anymore and ride motorbikes. I got injured before I had to go to a major baseball tournament, and since then I haven't played baseball. So I only played the world title for Australia when I was 16. We got third in the world, and then from then on, I went back to racing bikes when I was 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember I was speaking to Chris once, and he was saying that he's similar age to you, so he remembers seeing you racing and things like that, and then you sort of disappeared, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's off playing baseball," and then all of a sudden you came back on the scene, and then you were coming to England and things like that. So, but yeah, so you stopped racing to do baseball, and obviously made the right decision to come back.
Yeah, I done a fair bit of dirt track. So that's flat track racing in Australia when I was young. So it's from about 3, I think I started on the old Pee-wee 50, and then up until I was 14, 15, I was still riding like junior speedway and doing a bit of dirt track. And then obviously all the major baseball tournaments are in summer, so I missed a fair bit of the racing season because I was playing baseball, and I actually loved baseball at that point. And when I had my first ride on a 500 when I was 14, it scared the shit out of me, so I didn't really want to be riding motorbikes on a 500. So I kind of took the easy way out and went and played baseball.
Oh, wicked! I stayed in. Is his name Joe Madden? He's the Chicago Bears manager or something. I stayed in his house when I did this trip around America, and I had no idea who he was. And it's a friend of Joe Parsons actually put me up in Long Beach, and we had 4th of July at this guy's house, like pool in the back garden, stuff like that. It was mental, but all this like baseball memorabilia all around the house. It was pretty cool.
Oh man, they're on super money as well, aren't they? Like, it's not $1 million for a contract. It's like $20-30 million there. Like it's obviously massive in the States. Any sport is huge. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's crazy over here, and everyone. We actually, LA really scored this year by winning both the NBA and the MLB, which is pretty awesome, honestly. And I mean, everyone went crazy when the Dodgers here won. It's everyone loves baseball. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's gridiron then baseball, isn't it? Would you say that in America? It's how gridiron's the biggest at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Yeah.
I think it's that and football's really big here too. Actually, American football.
Yeah.
I went to the Anaheim Angels stadium. That was pretty cool. See where they do. I was more interested. Like, oh no way, they do a Supercross in here. That's amazing. I went to my buddy's. His dad's a season ticket holder there, so he took me to the first baseball match, and it goes on forever as well. Like, it goes on for a long time.
Goes past 9 innings, you end up can be there all night, really. Sometimes.
So
hours.
Charles's message and says, "Do you still have the bagpipe you were given when you done your shoulder?" I'm presuming there's an inside joke there.
Well, I've kept it. Yeah, the bagpipe was I done my rotator cuff, and to heal it, actually, it was that position. So it was like a big keg under my arm, which I went to Germany to Ortima. Obviously now it's a sponsor, but they have a sports clinic there, and had an operation with them there, and you had to have the keg under your arm. So that was like that for
Jake Barrett said, told me it was a beer keg.
Yeah, I probably did try to fill it up, mate. Put it past me.
Yeah. So Ben Triggers just said, "What's your favourite track of all time?"
One what's prepared well. I'm gonna have to say Bellevue at the moment after riding around there the other week. That was not just because I won it, but the track when it's a wicked track. But obviously Swindon, like there's a lot of tracks in England. What these Europeans, they need to come back over here and start doing the tracks. As we had a fair few tracks this year in extra league what weren't prepared well. They were pretty heavy sand, and I think the racing's a lot better when the track's not as deep and sandy because the spray's so heavy. And England, obviously, when Swindon's new track got laid last year, it was a little bit iffy at start. But old Dixie Dean from old Newport, you probably remember old Dixie. He sorted it out with a bit of oil and done the environmental trick on the first couple of holes coming into turn one, and it was one of the good tracks that we raced last year.
Cool. Going back to the whole Polish league, saying that you can only ride in for one other team. How good? I mean, I don't know. This is just me talking off the top of my head. But how good would it be if Sweden, Denmark, and the UK all mixed together and turned around and did one other league that rivaled the Polish league? So then that way, the UK would then have less of that top tier teams in the UK, but we would have those top riders coming in from Europe because they're signed to Danish or Swedish teams, So then there is two big leagues. There's the Polish league, and then there's a other league. I don't know if that's viable to do at all, but it's sort of something that someone said earlier, and I was like, that'd be epic.
Yeah, mate, you got to tread lightly here because like Poland's done so well for Speedway. They got like massive crowds, and extra league. It's definitely the best league in the world, and they know it. So they get massive money from sponsors. So I can't really say a lot, mate. I don't want to wreck my career either. But also, yeah, I know there's a lot of riders. Like if we all say, we'll just can Poland on the head. Like as soon as they get a little bit of pressure, they're back there. So there's not a lot of riders what stick together these days. It's they say they will, but then leave you in the shit after it.
And there is a lot of money there, and like you say, you get a short career. You've got to make as much money as you can now, and hopefully retire and be comfortable. You can't turn that money away, can you? But
that's it, mate. It's a short career for any sportsman. Like we're lucky with Speedway. Like Greg's the exception that like you can go to his age, but for myself, it's had a lot of major injuries, and there's a lot of riders what have pushed the limits over the years that you're probably only looking at like 40, 42 years old and you're retired. So it's not a very long career really, when only, like I say, my first 10 years of English Speedway, I never made a cent. I always went home with a little bit of money to party in Australia, but not enough to live off. And it's only like the big bucks or big money for Speedway in Polish league and in Sweden. And obviously if you're doing well in England and scoring the points, you can earn money, but it's you got to be doing like extra league definitely to earn money.
Yeah. So we've got Dan Winchester here has just put, what made you pick number 69 as your SGP number?
Mate, it's nothing sexual. It's definitely not sexual. So you can clear that one out of there. But obviously, I don't know. I had my race number when I grew up was 43, and obviously the legend Darcy was 43 as well. So I think that number needs to be retired because he's got that number. So I've got it tattooed on my arm, but it's not a number you can really change to a 69. So I've just left it at the moment. But there's no reason behind 69, but it is a lucky number, and it can work both ways as well, upside down. So obviously, after seeing all them crashes, you knew it was me.
Yeah, there we go. So we've got Chris Older here saying, "Do you miss the caravan on the Isle of Wight?"
Fuck, where do I start with that old caravan? CH, when that little fresh boy come over for the first time and we threw some sausage rolls in the oven for the first time and they expanded like you wouldn't believe. Like it was like magic. I've had some great times on that island with a few boys. So I don't miss living in the caravan, mate. And I'm sure you could tell a few stories about when I did live there, but I've had some good times with CH.
Paul was a bit of a party town for a few Speedway riders back in the day, and you've moved now, haven't you? You don't live anywhere near there. You live Kings Linway, don't you?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that nearly ruined my career living in Poole. I was not because of the people around. It was because Bournemouth was so close for me, and they opened the doors Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and obviously I wasn't doing pole on Sunday, so I might even hit the Sunday. And we used to, I wasn't drinking that as much as I'm saying now, but it's definitely not a place for myself, which easily led to be living. But I lived with some really good people when I did live in Poole. Obviously, you've got Midlow and all them great people down there, but also I was at Poole for 6 seasons, maybe 7, I think it was, when I first started. So I've had some really good memories of being at Poole as well. And you'd never, I can't say it was the reason why I wasn't going good, but it was always, I was definitely easily led, so I wasn't in the right frame to be racing a motorbike when I was hungover or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Let's go for a few more of these questions. Drop kicks. What? He drop kicks air fresheners well in Poole. What's that all about?
Oh, yeah, poor Sue. I know. Sue's like a lovely lady from Poole. And I don't know if it was after when we won the league there once, I found an air freshener and I was trying to teach the English how us rugby league boys back in Australia kick a football, but the air freshener hooked off to the right and cleaned her up. So that was how I met Sue and become, she's one of my good supporters, I hope still now. I apologise to her for many years for hitting her head with an air freshener, but I hit another guy in the head with a trophy after winning the league at Swindon this last season. So it must be, I don't have anything to do bad with the fans, but it always seems to injure them more than me.
We've got one here from Debbie Hancock saying, do you want to talk about the first race at Somerset and your fight with Tom P. Madsen and the third bend?
Yeah, that was where all my anger started, really, with the Danish boys at that time. But it wasn't a good first meeting for your new club, was it? When you crash coming in turn 3 and then you drag him from the air fence and clip him. So I got a suspension then and 350 quid fine. So,
character building.
Yeah, it was that, mate. It definitely. I got a stern talking to by the Hancock family, which everyone should know that we're very close to. Not just myself, but my wife Emily speaks to Debbie a fair bit. So they're really good for the sport, and I've had some really great times at Somerset. So yeah, that was my initiation to Somerset Speedway. I don't think they I had to stay on the straight and narrow since then.
We've got Sue here saying never seen him run so fast, apparently.
You don't need a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a funny story with that. There's a woman who's a TV presenter called Zoe Hardman. She used to be on ITV this morning. She's been on this morning, and I was quite friendly with her, and I was outside my manager's office once, and I was on the phone and I'm there talking away. And she goes, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And I went to step off the curb as she came in to sort of like give me a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, headbutt.
And I just full headbutted her. She's like this little tiny woman. She's only like that big. I fully headbutted her. And I'm like, fuck. Like, and then she was like, like, anyway, she's like, it's fine. She like goes off into my manager's office and that was that. Anyway, 2 weeks later, I see her at this event and she walks towards me and I said, "Stay away from me. Like, don't come anywhere near me after last time." And she went, "Oh no, it won't happen again." And as she did it, someone nudged me and I nutted her again. I'm like, "That is it. I'm never talking to you ever again."
Yeah.
I stayed well away from her. Yeah, but nutted her twice. So we got here, hungover 21-point maximum at Reading for Somerset, including winning from 15 meters.
Yeah, that was after Cardiff when I think CH won Cardiff for the second time, or maybe it was the first time. So I celebrated for him. He obviously had to go to Poland, and Jason Doyle had to go to Reading. So yeah, my old man was over at the time. I still remember it pretty vivid. And yeah, Jimbo. So Chris's older brother, James Holder. Yeah, my dad refused to take me to Reading. Well, obviously we had a little fallout because he didn't want to. I shouldn't have been drinking, and obviously he was right on the Cardiff night. So yeah, Jimbo took me to Reading and ended up banging in the 21-point maximum. So it was definitely a good night.
So someone's here saying, "Would you ride in the British final if you're offered?" I think that's a comment.
Is that a dig at Sliney?
I think it's Rory and Crumpy.
Jason. Yeah. No, I'm sorry to say, but I won't be. I'm staying in England this year to do my last stage of my visa to get my British passport, and I'm sorry, but I'll definitely won't be riding the British title. I'll leave that to the British.
Yeah.
Or Sliney.
So yeah. And Crumpy as well now.
Oh, Crumpy now, yeah. JC.
I got told to ask you, why does he call you Con?
Well, it's pretty silly. I thought I blew an engine going over the finish line at Poole one night, and but I'd knocked my cutout out, and obviously when the engine stops, it makes the clong 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 clong. So I went in there, so I broke a conrod, and that's how it's stuck with me for the rest of it. But yeah, they just obviously Midlow told me to put some of that liquid metal stuff in your engine, and it will seal your conrod up. And it's been a running joke at Poole for many years. But yeah, Jason loves a nickname for younger riders. But yeah, I've had to kind of swallow that one because Jason's my hero, and I've always looked up to him. So I can't really have a go at him, can I? For it.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the show with that we did with Crumpy the other week. You know the story about me running my mum over, don't you?
No.
You got to tell another one.
So it's not that good. It is a good story, but I was practicing and I come out the bend. I was in the middle of the bend and the bike lifted and I went across the centre green. There's this flower trough that was in the centre green. So I come off in bend 3 and 4. My mum was on bend 1 taking photos, right?
Yeah.
So the bike goes across the centre green. I put the front wheel down and I hit this flower trough. The bike goes up in the air. I let go of the bike when it hits the floor and I'm sliding on the floor and the bike's going like this. and it wipes my mum out. She's there taking the photo like this, and so she had like, it knocked her out completely. She's out cold. I thought I'd killed her. And I run over to make sure she's all right, and she's like, "Is the bike all right?" And I'm like, "The bike, don't worry about that." And she gets up and her head's bleeding and the rest of it. Anyway, she had 10 months off work. She crushed part of 3 vertebrae. She crushed part of 3 vertebrae in her back, cracked the shoulder blade, cracked her head open. Like, I'd done a real good job on her. Anyways, that was a running joke. Not a running joke, but everyone used to say, "Oh, you're still running your mum down." That was like a joke that people used to say all the time. I thought you knew this because it gets brought up all the time.
Have you got a video of it?
No video of it. No, thank God. But I was saying before, I remember when Jace was like, it was when he was in the peak of his career sort of thing. And I blagged my way into, I was just like paying admission for Cardiff. And somehow, I don't even know how now, but I blagged my way and I got into the pits. And I knew Jason, and I'd met him a couple of times, and I sort of went, "Oh, you're right, Jace." And he goes, "Oh, you're still running your mum down?" Right? And I'm like, "Oh no!" Right? And I felt like a dick. And then he introduced me to Greg Hancock and everybody else, and then told all them, and I'm just in the pits going, "I just want to go home." Yeah.
She never went in.
He then we're like talking like we are now with him the other day, and then he brought that story up, and I was just like, "Oh, that was a long time ago, mate."
He's like an elephant, Jason, isn't he? He never forgets nothing. You can tell you one thing, and you'll always remember it.
Yeah, it was. He's a good dude. So I think we'll sort of leave it there. I mean, you're more than welcome to stay on. We've got something we're just going to announce to the viewers. If you want to hang about and listen to what we're up to, or you can
go for it.
Shoot. But so earlier on this year, when we was in lockdown and we was going through everything that we were doing, one of the things I really wanted to do is I wanted to give back to the Speedway community, and I thought this was something that would be a feel-good thing, as well as it helping the youth of the sport. So me, Charlesy, Wilbur, have all been pushing real hard to get this to happen. And yesterday I went and picked up this bike. So this bike is been donated by Ian Jordan from SP2A Speedway, Speculate to Accumulate. And we're going to go through this bike with Joe Hughes International. So we're going to get as many parts as we possibly can, take it from it being just a normal speedway bike, and get as much good kit as we possibly can on this bike. We've spoken to Ashley Holloway. He's going to rebuild that engine, or possibly we could be getting another engine from GM. And the response we've had from this is amazing. And what we're going to do is we have been given a list of riders from Rob Painter and Neil Vatcher of riders that they feel deserve the opportunity to win this bike. So over this winter, we're going to do a series of videos that goes through everything from clutch setups and going through the carb and things that the riders should be learning and should be taught. And we'll hear from people like Jason or Greg Hancock or Ty about, could be as silly as seat position, or it could be where your handlebars need to be. But I think when I was riding myself, I'd be in the pits and someone would come over and they go, "Oh, that's not right, and you need to do this, you need to do that," and you change everything, and then you go out and you ride like shit. Now, what one person says is right is not necessarily right for you. And what we want to talk to the riders about is, why are you setting the bike up in that particular way? So we're going to try and do a series of videos of all really interesting information about the bikes, and that's for the fans to learn and the riders. There's a couple of other really big opportunities that are going to come along with this, and we're just sort of waiting to get them confirmed. But yeah, hopefully by March we've got a bike to give away already, but by March it's going to be immaculate new covers and like a full setup for a young rider. So we've got this list of riders that we will be contacting soon, and they will be putting together a short 2 or 3 minute video introducing themselves, who they are and what they're about. And what we want is the Speedway fans to get behind these riders and help push them. And we just want to make them get to a point of being more professional, so if they're going to be professional Speedway riders and they're going to be in the Grand Prix and things like that, there's a level of professionalism that they need to be at. And, some people don't take it that serious. Would you agree, Jace?
Yeah, definitely, mate. You're doing the right thing, because that's one big thing that I see with the young kids what are coming to practice. They definitely don't know how to wash a bike or put it together. So you're definitely on the right path, mate. That's the main thing, to show them how to set up a clutch and carb.
So we're going to do all those things, but the person that wins will be picked by a panel of experts that are going to sort of go through what all of these riders are going to be doing. So we want to make sure that they're promoting the sport in a positive way. They are promoting themselves in a good manner. They're doing their social media, they're training, and they're eating well. These are all things that they're going to have to learn later on. So why not start at the earliest they possibly can, if you know what I mean? So we will be revealing that list maybe this week, but we need to speak to all the riders first, and then we'll be going all guns blazing for getting this bike that's right here. I'm looking at it right now, ready for the season for some young lad. And speaking with Greg, we've got some other big opportunities with Greg, and Greg's backing this as well. But yeah, we're going to look at having some big sponsors and things like that will help get this project underway to help promote Speedway. And if we've got 10 riders that are all pushing this project, it's going to be good, really good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good stuff.
How are you feeling about it, Wilbur?
You know what? I'm really excited to see what this is going to hold for a lot of younger riders, and especially for myself. I mean, I have my dad, and we have multiple people who have supported my dad throughout his whole career that we're trying to build on. So I mean, for me, I want someone some of the younger riders to have something to work for, and we want to see the best out of you. This off season, train as hard as you can, promote yourself in the best way possible. We can have lessons about social media tips from riders, especially like Jason and stuff like that, who promotes himself really well on social media, and that will help you greatly to have this chance to win this bike. So, show us what you got, and we'll see what happens.
There we go.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Yep.
There we go. We got sounds like phenomenal guys. And
I believe we were supposed to wish a happy birthday to Teresa Carmen as well.
Oh yeah, where was that? That was before.
That was early. Yeah, it was before.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Teresa! Thanks for being a supporter of the show.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Happy birthday.
Right, guys. So we'll sign out. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Make sure you share and like the video. And
one last thing.
Many people as possible. Okay, go for it, Wilbur.
Make sure on Saturday to tune in and watch the AMA long track and under 21 American final. We're going to have some great racing from the youngest and the best riders in the USA, including Luke Becker, Dylan Rummel, myself. It's going to be great racing. It might be a little bit early in the morning, but make sure to tune into xsra.tv to watch that. And maybe you can have some kind of a goggle box or something like that. We'll see what happens. But everyone, enjoy your week.
Have a word with Charlie and see if we can do the Gogglebox style thing with that. What
good
time
luck,
in
mate,
the
anyway.
UK?
Twist it.
Yeah. Thanks, man. It's gonna be fun.
What time what's the UK time of the racing, Wilbur?
Let me think. It would be 3 a.m. or something like that. I don't even know. We'll see. I'm trying to.
Maybe we won't get Charlie up for that then.
He might be still awake by that time, partying it up.
He probably will be. Yeah. All right, boys. Thanks very much, and
have a good one.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.